The Marketing Funnel Strategy Show. More leads. More sales. More predictability.
Introducing Jared Hyman, sales and marketing expert. Introducing Serena Carly, marketing and outsourcing expert.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Marketing and Strategy Show for today. Super excited for today's episode. Hey Serena, we're excited to talk to everyone today. It's another brand new week, right? And a brand new month.
Oh, it is too. We're getting close to Mother's Day is coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, Mother's Day. I think it's this Sunday, I think. It's the 12th or something like that from memory, or something like that. It's Mother's Day coming.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you all again.
Good to see everyone. Good to see everyone. Today, what we're going to be talking about is why some people succeed in marketing and some not. So this is going to be a heavy paid advertising conversation today, specifically around, why some people succeed in marketing and why some don't. Because there's a lot of people out there that have failed at marketing. And for a lot of you that already know, the first $10,000 I spent on marketing myself out of my own pocket, I didn't get a dime in return. And I know, Serena, you've had a lot of experiences as well, right? You're muted, by the way.
Sorry, I was doing my opening up the Facebook one. That's how I met you, by the way, too, with all the experiences I was experiencing. That was with Facebook ads and everything.
So for those of you know, Serena used to be a client of Business Warriors going back. It was at least, I think it was the start of mid 2018 or so. No, I think it was like mid to early 2019 that you started working with us, Serena, I think, from memory. Yeah, so it was a couple of years ago now. And, I think back to that time, right? So you're a very different person and you didn't understand a lot to do with marketing or anything like that back then either. But you had run a lot of very successful outsourcing businesses. What was your team size in the Philippines again? What was that with your outsourcing business you had?
I think we reached about 40 at one stage.
Yeah, about 40 staff, right? So, not an easy role, especially when it's outsourced and everything like that as well. So, marketing, to grow any business, to get a team to that size, you need a certain element of marketing knowledge and business know-how and strategy and things like that to be able to get to these types of levels. But look, the reason why people fail in marketing heavily, I find marketing first and foremost is a mindset more than anything else, right? It's a mindset across, the way to market, how to spend. It's a mindset around the selling, the conversions process, understanding that very heavily as well. It's a very, very mindset-driven game, I would say, because, a lot of people, especially if you're looking at like a long, drawn-out sales process, if your business has like maybe, 30, 60, 90-day periods where, the sales process is extended and you won't see anything for 30, 60, 90 days sometimes. Now, I know with some of our clients, even it's like 6 months before they get paid. So marketing is very much a mindset game as it is about anything else as well, because the more you get well known, the more you do, the more you are consistent with marketing, the more you will succeed. I find most people, in terms of expectations, they want to turn things on and have it working straight away. And, people just wanting to pay them money straight up, right? But the reality is in today's age is you really got to work to get someone to pay a credit card to you in business in general, okay? It takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of skill, right? And a lot of skill that a lot of people don't have at the start, right? So it takes some time to develop this sort of stuff as well. I know I've been selling for 13 years, right? So I know a lot of things, but, my first 10 grand all went down the drain, down the gurgler, didn't get a dime in return. I was left frustrated. I was pissed off. I was blaming other people around me too because I thought, fuck, just maybe I'm not getting the right advice. And I found myself going from one program to the next program. So I was, $10,000 was on ads, right? The rest was people to go to, right, for assistance, people to speak to, right, people to help me, tune in my ads so I was getting a return on my investment, right? Because, from 10 grand, I expected to get at least 20, 30, 40 out of it, but I just didn't see that at all, right? And as a business, we've really got to understand a few different fundamentals. One is a very big mindset switch that you've got to have around marketing, which makes a huge difference as well, especially if you've got long, drawn-out sales processes, like I said before. Serena, what do you think are some of the reasons why, some people succeed at marketing and some don't?
Well, there's reasons. I'm going to look back on my own experience. I guess lack of knowledge is one of them. Just not knowing just not knowing what to do. But even actually when you know what to do, sometimes that doesn't work either, which is what I found out. You can create things, but if you don't know how to create them properly and how to attract the right people for them, then creating those things will do nothing. You'll just put something that you put a lot of time and effort into, and then say you create a Facebook ad, which is what I used to do. And, unless you really understand the fundamentals behind what is going to make a great Facebook ad, and there's so much information out there, then you may not get the number of people that are required to bring in lots of leads. And then, of course, once you get the leads, which can be done, and, that's what we're really good at doing, it's up to the person then to understand the next level of how you sell to those leads and how you turn that lead into a sale. And, I learned that you could do I did a lot of sales courses, a lot of sales training around, and apart from nerves and fear as well, which, had a big effect on me, I just couldn't do it. I just had something about, money. And plus, until I saw your sales script, that's what made a huge difference to the knowledge for me, is because if you work the sales script out properly and do it without it being like a sales script, it's very effective. So I think they're the main things missing: the lack of knowledge, the type of, the information you need to do to make it on a more higher level than what most people can put it.
Yeah, I totally agree, right? We've got a training coming up really shortly, which is just going to be exclusively for people that we've got in our database, right? So if you want to attend that training, you can hit us up and you can be part of our database. But essentially, we're going to be running a training coming up very soon, and we're going to be talking a lot around this particular subject. And it's sort of this part of the subject as well, because a lot of people seem to say, it's my targeting that's not right, or it's my message that's not right, or it's my sales process that's not right, or it's a few different. So a lot of people talk about a lot of different things as to what it could be that is the reason why they're not getting leads, or they're not succeeding in their marketing, that type of stuff as well. You got to understand, a few different facets. You got to understand your lifetime value of a client, what it physically, what on average people are spending with you and your business. You got to understand that. Next level to it, you got to work out how much you're willing to spend in order to achieve that. I know for us, to get our average, we're willing to spend up to $1,000 to acquire that person. But, it costs us at the moment $293 to acquire one client from our paid advertising, right? And then after that, we've got referral strategies and systems on the back end, which amplify that as well, which a lot of businesses don't understand, right? Everything starts with the marketing, but then after that, there's other systems that you implement. There's strategies that you implement to be able to amplify what it is that you do. And we've been doing a lot more of these referral strategies recently. And, we've been given databases as part of these strategies that we do deploy on the back end referral systems, right? So, a lot of people look at marketing and go, what can I get from marketing? But there's a bigger picture with this. And I think part of the reason people succeed is they look and they hope for the silver bullet, right? And I use the word hope. So they hope that they've got a silver bullet, And then when they realize they don't have it, they complain and make excuses, but they don't see the bigger picture that's being created. Marketing right now, the amount of opportunities that you get when you market in general, right? And I'm not just talking sales opportunities, but I'm talking partnership opportunities. I'm talking ways that you can structure deals correctly. And this is why it's also important to have a few different people in your team that cover different things, right? I know Serena is a really good organizer. She's a born organizer, very, very good at directing people, very, very good at just getting shit done, right? She just gets it done. And, you know, before you even say, okay, let's do that, she's already started it. For me, I'm a bit of a deal maker, right? I'm a supporter and a deal maker, right? So I'll go out and I'll find a way to structure deals, this type of stuff. And, you know, Harvey, who we had just recently on the show, that you guys would have seen, he showed us his spreadsheet, right, of what he's, you know, the different ways, the 7 different ways that you can grow a profitable business and double your business in the next 90 days, right? So he gave all that information, which is fantastic information, right? And, you know, after our conversations, you know, that's what he's really good at. He's good at that stuff. So then Serena's really good at organizing and getting shit done. And then I'm the one that does the deal makers and deals and things like that on the front end, right? So it's having that team around you of people that have different skills, different outlooks on things that can help you up level what it is that you do. So, you know, when we talk, the reason why people succeed and reason people don't is because part of the reason is they don't have a team and they think, oh, I need money to get my team. Well, no, you don't. You don't need a dime to be able to create a team. You can actually create referral strategies with clients. You can create referral strategies with people that aren't clients. You know, you can create marketing campaigns with people that are clients and people that are without that aren't clients, right? You can do all of this in many, many different ways. You just got to think differently. This is why I say it's a mindset as well, right? Because a lot of people, they look too tunnel on things. And I know Jay Abraham, I'm sure you got a lot of you guys, I speak about him a lot on this channel, but, you know, he talks about this idea of funnel vision versus tunnel vision, right? And people think, too many people have this tunnel vision, right? This light at the end of this tunnel, and that's all they see. All they see, they're just in this tunnel, they just see the light at the end, they don't look outside it. But, you know, funnel vision is an idea of, you know, finding ways to be able to create more from what you do currently. How can you raise your, you know, average spend per client right now? What can you do to be able to make that happen? If you don't have someone that can show you how to do, if you can't do that yourself, or you don't have the knowledge, like Serena said, because Serena is on the money there, it's knowledge as well, right? You don't know what you don't know. And, you know, what is what you don't know worth? I would say it's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, what you don't know. So you may as well pay someone a few $1,000s to do it, right? Serena, do you think was knowledge a big thing for you as well? Like when you first sort of started, like as well, knowledge was a big thing for you?
Yeah, just watch your microphone too when you're moving. It's making a bit of a crackling noise, just in case you didn't see.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it depends. Sometimes too much knowledge as well can be too much. I think it's finding the right knowledge that's the secret. Sometimes you can, and this goes with most things, you can look at a ton of different things and it doesn't just quite hit you in the spot to make it make sense. And then you'll find something that's all simplified and it's like, holy cow, this is it. This explains it right down in my language. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize about training people is there's different people with different ways of learning things. And, you know, even sometimes on, you know, stuff I do, I'm learning about common law. I often say, you know, can you put that in my language, please? You know, because obviously the wording just doesn't quite gel in the head the same. So I'm assuming there's other people out there a bit like me as well too. So knowledge is great. Too much knowledge can be too much. So people will get knowledge and they'll keep going for more knowledge and more knowledge. It's similar to what we were talking about before when they get hooked up on all that software tech and everything like that, you know, and you just keep getting and getting and getting. It's the same sort of thing. They don't stop with what they've already got and use that.
Mm. Yeah, I find these days there is a there is a lot of information out there, and a lot of people are gathering a lot of information. It's like information overload, starving for action, right? So it's like you've got all the information in your head. Let's get it on paper. Let's take some action with it, right? And that's why with a lot of our mastermind clients as well, Serena, like we do so much one-on-one stuff with them as well. It's not only all group and, finding ways to collaborate and help each other grow and all that type of stuff as well. Create referral systems, create sales processes, sales systems, marketing systems, all this type of stuff, right? But it's also on top of that is, let's take some action on the things that you're talking about, because there's too many talkers out there. There's not enough doers, right?
I think, Jared, also sometimes people get a little bit overwhelmed with everything, and that might be why. That's why the done for you and with you or something is so great, because you actually have someone to be accountable to. You have someone to literally hold your hand and step you through the steps so it makes more sense to you, so you don't go into too much overwhelm. Right brainers are very big with overwhelm. The left brainers, yeah, they're fine with fine details. Right brainers get a little bit lost in all the, oh my God, it's just so much to try and take in. And also the done for you just means it's like, you know what, okay, I sort of get what needs to be done, can just freaking do it for me, because that's what I liked about the whole process, is because it's like it takes 2 or 3 times as long to get the process, learn the process, before you can even figure out if you're doing it not right, but if you're utilizing the right language to get the benefits that you want to get back from it. So that's possible.
I totally agree, right? Because like part of it, right, it's all about creating freedom, right? Becoming a freedom warrior, right? Because in this world we're in right now, everyone just worries way too much, okay? It's about freedom. People get into business because they want to get their life back, okay? They have this great idea when they first get into business because they go, oh, yeah, I'm going to be able to create something for myself. I'm going to spend more time with the family or friends or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Maybe I'll be able to get in a little bit more travel. I hate working for all this type of stuff. That's why they get into business, right? But then they find they're the most underpaid, overworked when they first start, and now you got to become a marketing manager, you've got to become a sales manager, you've got to become a salesperson, you got to become a marketing assistant, you got to become an admin person, you got to become a financial controller, you got to become an operations manager, you got to become a client support, right? You got to become an account manager. You got all these different roles, and for a lot of people, they're doing all these different roles, and they're trying to work out a service, they're trying to work out marketing, everything, right? And this whole idea of freedom goes. They find themselves on that little rabbit hole, right? That little, mouse, that little round mouse thing. What is it called? The little round mousey thingy-majiggy. What's it called?
Wheel.
Mouse wheel, right? It's a mouse wheel. And they're just spinning, right? Going nowhere. And what it is like, if something's not working, you got to do something different, right? The definition of insanity is you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you expect a different result. You go, oh, I'm going to figure this out myself. And then the next month goes by, you still haven't figured it out. Oh, I'm going to figure this out myself. I can do this. I've got all the information. It's here in my head, right? Still trying to figure it out, Another month goes by. And if you look at it, right, to go from 0 to 10K, you can do that in 1 month, 30 days, boom. You just need marketing, sales, system in place, right? And the little facets that attach to that. And part of the reason why people fail and they don't do well with their marketing at all, right, is they just don't fundamentally have enough knowledge. They don't take enough action, right? I would say it's a bit of fear involved as well, because it's like, okay, now I'm putting myself out there, which I'm not used to. And then it's like, cool, because there's so many people they're getting hit with on a news feed every day with some sort of new system, and they're buying into about 10 people's different messages, right? And then another couple of weeks go by again where you're just, going through decision processes or whatever. And for a lot of people, right, they draw their decision processes out so long and procrastinate over things for a month even, and they're still in the same spot a month later, and they're not doing anything about it, right? So part of it as well is the fact that people can't make decisions fast enough. And marketing, things are changing every single day. You've got to be sharp on the changes, right? You've got to be sharp on what's working. We've got iOS coming in very soon, right? Already started rolling out, right? The iOS 14 update, which is going to be detrimental to businesses and advertisers as well, because the tracking of advertisements are going to get harder and harder and harder and harder. So with that getting harder and harder as well, and, you know, there's right now the opportunity on even Instagram, for example, is a viral capacity to that at the moment. We've got pages that have reached 500,000 people, even up to 2 million people, accounts reached, that's actual accounts reached on Instagram in a 30-day period, right? So it's like, you know, the opportunity's there at the moment, that so many people are still there gathering information, or still there doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Today, we're on with our sales team this morning, Serena, right? And, you know, what were we talking about? We were talking about how, you know, we want to up the amount of like appointments that we make every single week with new prospective clients, right? And for us to do that, right, we've got to now do something a little bit differently to what we were before. We've got to change some things up, do some things differently, right? Because it's not as if we don't get enough leads. It's not as if, you know, we haven't got scalability in our ads more, and we could always just spend more on the front end. But it's not always the answer, right? It's not always the answer of just spending more on the front end. It's like, okay, what can I do in my sales process to make it better, right? What can I do from the appointments process? How can I increase the average spend per client? Like there's heaps of different avenues you can go down, but you've got to understand, number one, where you are first to determine, you know, what to tweak to be able to do better. And this is what we were talking about this morning, is how can we sort of improve and double the amount of appointments that our team books every single week, right? Because, you know, we've got a system where a lot of it's done by AI, but then we've got a manual side of it as well, where from the manual side, where, you know, continually, you know, calling, continually having conversations, follow up, all these different types of, all these different aspects there, right, which are all really, really important to have in place as well, okay? And then we're looking at what we did last month and what it's been so far for the year, and, you know, we're looking at ways to be able to become better. And, you know, this is what big corporations do too, by the way, and, you know, successful businesses. They understand where they are, they look over things and they go, okay, what do we got to do differently now to get to another level? And it's a team discussion. The team's involved in it, going, okay, what can we do? What do you think we should do more of? What can we do less of? Where do you think the best focus of our time is? Okay, what do you think of the quality of the leads coming in at the moment? Are they an ideal client? Do we need to switch up targeting to find different? What are our most profitable clients? These types of things, right? Which ones do we get the fastest results for? Like all these different things, you know, it's because a lot of it, and I know for us, is the faster we can get people results, the longer they stay with us. And every business is the same. So this is the topic of our conversation. I think we're talking about what, an hour and a half this morning, Serena, was it in the end?
I think so, yeah. 9, yeah.
Yeah. We did it from 9 to 10, then we did it from 11 to I think about 11:45 in the end as well. So, you know, long discussions. It's at the start of the month as well, right? So it's like, cool, let's do something different this month. Let's step it up another level. And I encourage every single one of you to do the same. So whether you're watching this live right now or whether you are, you know, watching the recording, either way, you should be looking at new ways to do things, because the moment, look at your last month, you got no leads, or you had 5 come in, or you had 10, right? if you had below 100 leads last month, give us a call. We'll help you increase that. Because, 100 leads is not a lot. 20 a week or 25 a week.
What's the
Nothing.
percentage you think, on your number of leads for people that they should expect to get appointments?
People need at least 150, couple of hundred leads every month coming in. For a small business, right? Like you need at least that, right? At least. And your business needs to be seeing sort of 10 to 20 qualified opportunities every week as a minimum, right? This is like small business stuff, right? You need to be seeing at least that every single week.
And what they should be getting in sales percentage out of that as well too?
They should be closing from appointments at least 1 in 3, 1 in 4. Yeah.
So if that's 20, that's roughly between 3 and 5 per week.
Yeah, so they need to be doing that, right? Like otherwise you really haven't got a business. You need to be at least doing that every single week. You need to, from your marketing, be doing a minimum of, sort of 8 to 10 deals a month, as a bare minimum, right? But from online marketing, it's like spend of a couple of hundred, probably, about $2,000-ish a month, right? And it's a pretty simple thing to do, but it's not easy, right? Everything's simple, just not easy, right? There's pieces to the puzzle. There's things you got to do. There's areas of focus that's got to be put in. You got to work for it, right? It doesn't just come. You got to work for it, right? Think about last.
I have to try and get in between some of your breaths sometimes. I remember when we were doing ours for the retreats, and when we knew how to get all the leads coming in, I remember begging you to do the sales for me. Remember, it's like, oh my God, I can't sell,
Yeah. And that's the area where you've just got to go and find somebody for it, right? If you can't sell, you gotta train yourself. You gotta get yourself a script. You've got to practice the script. You've got to do the work, right? And you got to hustle, right? And if you have to work a few weekends and hustle to make it happen, to hit your targets, right, that you set for yourself, then so be it. Okay. Welcome to the world of business. It's these things that you work a little bit harder for now. You reap the rewards in 2 to 3 years' time. That's what it's about. And you should be leveraging team members to help you sell as well, right? Nothing of any grave importance in the world was done by someone, just one person. There's always other people involved as well in the success. And it's these little things, these little ideas, these little thought patterns, that you can use that can completely up-level you, and in 12 months' time, you could be anything that you want your business to be. But you got to work for it. Can't just sit around and wait for things to come. And I know this subject is living a lot around why people succeed and why some don't, is some people just don't have the grit to keep going, to get over the fear, to get over the, failures that you have along the way, right? The money that you do end up spending that doesn't give you a huge return. You just got to find a way to be able to increase that consistently and do better than what you did last week or last month or whatever. So not every single person that watches these live streams, single person that even engages on this page in some way, shape, or form, all of you are capable of a lot more than you put in.
They just need to trust the process as well too, sort of with all that's going on out there. Just, keep moving forward and keep doing and trust the process and do what needs to be done to get what you need to get back to keep going.
Correct.
Horrible.
Couldn't be better. So for all of you that are tuning in live at the moment, or if you're watching the recording, what I want you to do is share this out to somebody, right? Somebody who needs to hear this information, someone that needs some help in some way, shape, or form. Maybe they've had a hard time trying to get their business off the ground, or maybe they've had a hard time trying to scale systems, or maybe there's a friend you just don't hear from anymore because they're just busy. Maybe they need to hear this message too. Maybe just flick it across to them. Get them to have a look at it, right? Get them to check it out if you've found this of value yourself, right? Because there's always somebody that's going to need some help in some way, shape, or form. And, if you need some help, just go to that link as well that Serena's put in the comments there, right? If you think that you could get more leads than what you currently are right now, and if that could be more valuable to you, or even if you're just like, I need more leads, but what's the conversions process, all this type of stuff, you actually get it in this free download as well, right? It's free, costs nothing. I'm actually looking at changing this one up and looking to charge for this particular blueprint. We've got a lot of other planning and things like that to go in place, and some more things to complete as part of this, but this is what we're looking to do, and we will be doing soon. We'll be turning this one into expanding on this a lot more, and end up charging for this book too. We've been giving away for free. I think we've had probably over 3,000 odd downloads of that particular ebook, right? The Social Media Marketing Blueprint. But as you all understand, and as I preach to you guys as well, is you got to be doing things differently to go to a new level. We'll eventually be getting to a point quite soon where we won't do things for free anymore, right? Like what we do, where we do all these free appointments, we do all these free sessions here live. Like we're doing these 2 times a week, every Monday, every Friday, 1 p.m. Perth time. But we're going to eventually get to a point where we're just going to start, this social media marketing blueprint that we've got there. We're going to turn that one into a paid product as well, because of how valuable it is and how much it's helped a lot of people do and achieve in business now as well. So if you really want some help, or you think that a little bit of help could be valuable to you, jump across, check that out, grab a copy of it, and book in a session with us as well, so we can help you to determine how you could either, if you've never advertised before, do better or get it done right the first time. If you have advertised before in the past, maybe it doesn't work. Maybe we can do a complete and utter reshape of it and get it spruced up so that you actually can start getting results from it. Or maybe you're consistently running it successfully at the moment, but you want to do better than what you are. Maybe there's a way we can do even better with that for you as well. Okay? I'll never know until we have a conversation with you whether that is going to be right or it's not for you, or etc. We do turn away a lot of people every single month as well, that it's just not a right fit for. And we're very upfront about that. But if you could find that a valuable thing to be able to do, it could be worth $100,000 minimum to your business over the next 12 months. It could be worth a lot more. Thinking back to, and I'm just going to wrap this one up now as well. I was just thinking a recent testimonial with Philip Mayers as well, Serena, that little case study video we've done with him. To give you a bit of an idea, when he first came to us going back late last year, he had brand new business. He was a chartered accountant. He was, basically stopped business completely as a chartered accountant, didn't want to do it anymore, decided he wanted to do mortgage broking and wanted to be a mortgage broker. Never done finance before or anything. Done chartered accountant for many years. He just didn't see that as a thing that he wanted to do anymore, so he decided to go into mortgage broking. And now, right, we ended up ticking on his campaigns, I think it was the start of January, right? And for any of you that know what mortgage broking is, there's like a 30, sometimes 60 to 90 day delay from when a lead's generated to opportunity to getting put up, getting approved, getting settled. There's quite a long period in it. So by recent, we did this with him 2 weeks ago. he'd done and settled over 15 deals. He couldn't tell us the exact. It was like between 15 and 20. So we just said it was 15 that he'd settled, and he has another 15 plus in the pipeline as well in a very, very short space of, 4 months basically since it was clicked on, right? Or 3 and a bit months, actually, it's less. So it just shows you how quickly something can really spread and do well. It's like a bushfire essentially, right? And it can quite quickly start really ramping up, but you just got to have the right person there, right strategy, and you got to be open to doing new things, because what you did yesterday may not necessarily work today. What you're doing currently could be done better. All you got to do is just do something different. That's all. Been a good session today, Serena.
Yeah. What's the next one?
Well, next one is Friday. So we've got Friday, 1 o'clock, jump on for the next show. I don't know, we'll talk about something specific. Maybe we'll go through a client case study type thing, maybe unpack a little bit more of what we ended up doing for Phil and exactly how he's basically scaled his business to where it is right now as well. And we'll talk about that one on Friday and sort of unpack what went on with that and how that transpired to be able to produce that result for him, because he's nothing special, right? He's just a plain, easygoing dude. Pardon?
Philip's special.
Yeah, he is. He's special to us, right? He's special to us. So we'll unpack that on Friday. We'll unpack exactly what was done for him and how he was able to produce that result as well. Because he didn't spend much on ads at all. He spent a very little amount to be able to produce that result. And now that I think it's actually pretty phenomenal, even more now that I think about what he spent. Because he only spent about $1,500 roughly over that period, approximately, to be able to produce 15 plus deals and a 15% pipeline, right? 15 plus pipeline. So that's pretty crazy, actually, now that I think about it. It's even better than what – actually, I've got to have another conversation with him now that I know that. So, yeah, phenomenal. But I'll unpack that on Friday for you guys as well. You really want to see how that was done, because now that I think about it, I actually got to do this number. So let's call it 15 deals, $1,500. 1,500 divided by 15. Yeah, $100 a deal. That's phenomenal as a mortgage broker. $100 per deal.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I asked a couple of questions in the Facebook and you never answered them. Which is better and faster to get leads.
Cool. We'll talk about it on Friday because we're over our half an hour now.
Okay, and what makes a good Facebook ad? Let's give some really good leads.
You're on the show. You can ask it. You don't have to put it in the Facebook. Huh?
Well, I can see you read. It's hard to get a word in with you sometimes. You're on a roll. You're on a roll.
Yeah, you just open it like this.
Wow.
Too easy. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody, for today's show. We really enjoyed it. We'll be here Friday. We're going to unpack exactly what was done for Phil and how he was able to produce such incredible results. And
remember,
remember what?
And remember,
if you don't fight for your own freedom, absolutely nobody else will. So every single day you must take action. Every single day you must make it happen. Every single day you must do it. And remember to be the warrior, guys. I'll speak to you all really, really soon. Friday, 1 o'clock, be here or be square.
Be there or be square.
Be there or be square. Same thing, right?
Yeah.
Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. See you Friday. Bye.
Thank you.